Jeffrey Epstein is alive. Argue with your mammy. I don't give a what anybody is saying. I've always thought he was alive, and now we may have proof. Get your popcorn. Welcome back, YouTube. And for those who do not know me, hello. My name is Noah, and on this channel, I talk about death, true crimes, haunted people, places, and things, spiritual reparations, and how you can fuck around and find out. If you are not subscribed, don't piss me off. Subscribe, bestie. Turn the notification bell on, and if you are not following me over on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook, follow me there too. On today's episode, we will be talking about the infamous diddler of children, Jeffrey Epstein, and how I don't believe that he's deceased. Never have. Absolutely not. The stories that they brought out to the media just didn't sound right. The math wasn't mathing for me. And if 1 plus 1 don't equal 2, you trying to tell me it's 8, that means that is bullshit. He's not dead. I did a reading. That ninja is not dead. So we will be watching some viral TikToks about how we figured out he wasn't dead. Even though us conspiracy theorists already knew he wasn't dead, we're going to show how he accidentally showed his hand. As always, I will be tagging the creator, but before we even get into it, I must shout out our sponsors for this video, Psychic Source. I have gotten so many emails of people who have tried the service, loved it, and keeps going back. Because the reader that I recommended, which is Miss Simone, the two-headed Creole Louisiana doctor, she's just that good. Psychic Source is the oldest psychic service in the game. There's nobody that's topping them. And on top of that, since I'm friends with Psychic Source and y'all are my friends, we're giving you up to 40 minutes for under $20. Yes, $19.80. You spend more than that at McDonald's. You do. So why not spend it with Psychic Source? Try out the service. I promise you, you will not regret it. The service truly is immaculate. You can browse by reviews, specialties. I mean, when I say they have a reader for you, they truly do. You can absolutely choose someone that resonates with you. Miss Simone resonated with me, and a lot of y'all have already taken advantage of Psychic Source. Y'all have literally been blowing up my email about the service and how much you loved it, how much you loved her. She's so good. She's so tea. And because I don't believe in tying spiritual curiosity to pressure, I am doing a free giveaway of a $50 gift certificate to 3 winners. Okay? 3 lucky winners will win a $50 gift certificate to my online store, manifesty.com. No purchase is necessary, and using Psychic Source does not increase your chances of winning. But if you happen to have used Psychic Source, go ahead and comment down below, Ancestor. But yeah, Jeffrey Epstein is definitely fucking alive still. I've been said this. I don't believe them because all they do is lie out the side of their necks. That's all they do. I feel like he is too powerful to just die. No, I never believed it, but because we are all nosy on the internet, recently a couple of videos have gone viral because it seems that Mr. Epstein really likes Fortnite and slipped up, and now he's fucking around and finding out. It seems as if this man is getting caught up by Fortnite and purchasing Fortnite currency. Is your brain smooth? But either way, I'm going to put in the viral TikToks Make sure you follow the creators, and I'll be back to speak yet beneath.
Epstein's Fortnite account is active in Israel. His Fortnite account is active in Israel. He stopped playing during his arrest, and he has continued to play Fortnite in chapter... There's no way. Littlest Jeff won Fortnite? Okay. They blocked the searches. I think this is an interesting coincidence, right? The profile has just been made private. Wait a minute. Can I look at this on Wayback Machine? It has not archived that URL. Fortnite being the cause of normal people realizing he was never killed will be the most hilarious timeline.
If we really find out that Jeffrey Epstein is still alive because of Fortnite, I think that I'm going to mentally just have to shut my brain off, because there are people saying that they can prove that Jeffrey Epstein's Fortnite account was still active after official court documents are stating that he was found in his cell. So in the Epstein files that were released recently by the Department of Justice, they showed an email that came from Fortnite after Epstein purchased V-Bucks, and it shows Jeffrey Epstein's username in the email, and it was Littlest Jeff 1. Now, what I don't think that they realized is that Fortnite has a tracker, and that tracker will track the stats of the user on Fortnite, and it shows the stats connected to the username Littlest Jeff 1. So some very great investigative social media users, clearly better than the Department of Justice apparently, were able to look at the Fortnite tracker and find out that that account that is connected to the same one that Fortnite gave the confirmation of purchasing the V-Bucks was active between August 2019 and October 2019, and even active up until 2025. About a couple of days ago, that account was deactivated, which furthermore brings the suspicion of, is Jeffrey Epstein alive? Then you have Fortnite making a statement about it, saying that it was a ruse from another player who changed their name to Littlest Jeff 1, but why would Fortnite even be saying anything? And how does Fortnite even know? And on top of that, what about the email sent from Fortnite to Jeffrey Epstein stating his username was Littlest Jeff 1 that was released by the Department of Justice in the Epstein files? So now Fortnite is also... Why was the account deactivated, Fortnite, if it's not Jeffrey Epstein? If it's just another user who changed their name, why was it deactivated? Y'all, is Jeffrey Epstein really alive right now? Like, for real.
They are 100% lying about the alleged Jeffrey Epstein Fortnite account. And here's why. I posted a video Friday afternoon pointing out the suspicious connections between a Fortnite account called Little Saint Jeff 1 and receipts in Jeffrey Epstein's email regarding V-Bucks purchases. I posted this video a few hours before Epic Games came out to clarify that the account recently had a name change, and it was in fact another player trying to have fun. This explanation, however, does not hold true when reviewing Fortnite.gg 2025 Wrapped, where the username is tied to games played in 2025. The user ID was still consistent throughout the whole year. Here's the Fortnite GG Wrapped for Little Saint Jeff 1 in 2025. Here's an example of the name change for Little Saint Jeff 1-2, where in 2025, the account was actually under the username Dimitra. This information is actually brought to us by fact checkers on X/Twitter, where a community note was left on Fortnite's initial announcement. This community note has since been removed. And to add to that, a community note was placed on my reel regarding the topic on Instagram. And on TikTok, the reel has been removed for violating community standards with no standard listed in the removal. And on top of that, I am unable to appeal the suspension. I then reposted the video on TikTok clarifying that it was taken down, and there were actually plenty of comments of people stating they were either sent the reel and couldn't see it any longer, or it was no longer in their likes or bookmarks. And to the community note thing, when have you ever seen a community note on a reel on Instagram? The first time I've ever seen it was on my own reel. And coincidentally, the community note was left on my reel after it started to get, well, millions of views. And the same for the video I posted on TikTok. After 1 million views, it was completely taken down. And if it couldn't get any worse, the attorney's office for the Southern District of New York said that Jeffrey Epstein had died in a statement published on the 9th of August in 2019, a full day before he was actually publicly announced as dead. I'm not saying the guy is still alive, but all of this is getting really, really weird and really, really suspicious. Is the cover-up the confession? That's the question we should ask.
Listen to this.
Thomas told investigators he discovered Epstein in his cells shortly after 6:30 a.m. on August 10th, and that he ripped Epstein down from the hanging position. Investigators asked, "What happened to the noose? What happened to the noose? Have you heard any of this before? What happened to the noose?" Quote, "I don't recall taking the noose off. I really don't. I don't recall taking the thing from around his neck." Noelle, who remained standing at the cell entrance, told investigators she saw Thomas lower Epstein to the floor, but did not see a noose around his neck. The noose Epstein allegedly used has never been identified. According to the Inspector General's report, a noose collected at the scene was later determined not to be the noose used in Epstein's death. Okay. All right. First, you had us believe that it was a paper noose. Now you're saying the paper noose that was found was not the noose that killed him. In fact, you can't find the noose, the paper noose. And this one was later added to the scene. By whom? By whom? By whom? By whom? By whom? Thomas also described Epstein as shirtless when they found him. Evidence records indicate a shirt believed to have been cut from Epstein's body was later returned from the hospital in a bag of personal stuff. New documents also show that New York City's Office of the Chief Medical Examiner reviewed the jail surveillance footage 6 days after the death as part of his investigation, but concluded the video was too blurry to identify any individuals. Hours later, the office publicly ruled Epstein's death a suicide. Wait, you don't have the murder or suicide weapon. The weapon that you do have, the noose, is not the noose that killed him. No explanation on how that arrived later at the scene. You have a blurry figure. I don't care that you can't identify. You have a blurry figure going up in the middle of the night, and you can't identify that individual, but it's a blurry figure going up, and yet you rule this a suicide. That is fascinating to me.
Clearly, there is some f***ery going on here. There's pictures floating around now of Epstein being spotted. Everybody knows the dude didn't kill himself. And look who was in charge then. Like, I don't care what side you're on. The people in charge of the prison, the people in charge of the government, like, they all know. And unfortunately, like, we're not going to do anything about this. Like, he is an intelligence asset. Him and whoever he works for has blackmail on everybody in our government. It's still going on today. They protected him. He's still alive no matter what crimes he committed. He is still walking free. And yet people like you and I would get thrown in prison for just the most mundane shit. Make that make sense. Like, how do we get out of this? Like, how do we escape this?
Can't make this up. The FBI just claimed they've accidentally destroyed the Epstein tapes where he himself after a hard drive mix-up. We're even learning that they created a fake Epstein body for the cameras. People are now saying they found the real Epstein in Tel Aviv, which is weird. From the leaked emails that we have, we know that he was both close with Trump and the CEO of BlackRock, and that they were supposedly working on a coin called War, which makes so much sense on why we're having so many conflicts with these countries. The goal is to tokenize oil and all other assets under the Western Asset Reserve, because we've been seeing both the Trump team and BlackRock both actively accumulating war, which seems to be the same token that is referenced in the email. And it's been going nonstop up for the last 3 weeks. And if they announce this thing, it's only up from here. And personally, I added my own bag. But as always, this is just my investments, not financial advice. And do your own research. Comment more if you want the contact address, or just look at the pinned comment. I'm about to see if I can make some money.
A single image from Tel Aviv has reignited one of the internet's darkest debates. Who is this guy spotted in? The image shows a white-haired, white-bearded man wearing sunglasses walking with two men who appear to be bodyguards. The photo was taken in Tel Aviv. The man's face looks familiar, but no name is confirmed. Online, speculation quickly followed. As renewed attention is placed on the Epstein files, some users claim the man resembles Jeffrey Epstein and argue he may still be alive. Screenshots are zoomed in, facial features compared, and timelines re-examined. Others push back, saying the image proves nothing and warning against turning resemblance into accusation. The debate goes beyond the photo itself. Some commenters argue that for someone with Epstein's wealth and connections, faking a death would be easier than facing accountability. Others point out that there has been no verified evidence placing him alive after his death in custody, and that speculation risks distracting from documented crimes and victims. What remains undeniable is the imbalance the discussion exposes. If Epstein is truly dead, many believe justice was never fully served.
Epstein was seen alive in Tel Aviv, Israel, at a barber shop.
I don't care what nobody say. Jeffrey Epstein is not dead. Like, he's not. He's not. Do y'all not understand? He has so much money. He was able to buy a private island. He was in cahoots with the elites. He was part of the elites. He was connected to politics, other millionaires and billionaires. They are all evil. My thing is, they're trying to use him as the scapegoat. They all were in on this. Also, keep in mind, they're trying to distract us from something. From what exactly? I'm not sure yet. We will definitely find out. They had access to these files and knew about this stuff for years. And like I said, a lot of them are a part of it. Why are y'all trying to release all of this stuff now at once? Y'all trying to distract us. Y'all do this all the time. And like I said, Jeffrey Epstein has so much money and connections. If he could buy a private island, you don't think that he was able to invest in having someone clear everything and make it look like he was unalive and have him restart his life? He owned multiple islands. He's probably on another one of his islands chilling, or even if he's somewhere else, he's out of sight. That man is not unalive. Them evil ass billionaires do not die. They multiply. They hide. They rebrand themselves. And even in a picture of him being deceased, he looks very much alive. I didn't see any signs of distress or anything, and they swore that he unalives himself. He looked like he was sleeping. Or play sleeping. He even had like a film of sweat above his lip. You passed away a few days ago, sir. Why are you still sweating? Even his skin complexion, it was not blue or cold. He didn't look like he was cold to the touch. He looked like he was very warm. His skin was very red. He looked like he was hot, if anything. He did not look like he was unalive, y'all. Come on now, I even watched a video a while ago about how they were able to clone chickens just using cells from a chicken from a long time ago. They cloned several different chickens. It was just literally like a big pot, and it was like filled, it looked like water, and it had cells mixed in it, and they made whole chickens for us to eat out of that. They clone people. They have hidden areas that we can't know about, restricted areas, because they got weird shit going on. Y'all really think that this evil billionaire with connections, y'all really think they let him die? Y'all really think he's not here anymore? They love Epstein. They love him. He is heavily guarded and protected. That man is not unalive.
My name Chelsea emailed me and she said that she saw Jeffrey Epstein alive in Dallas in December of 2019, months after he supposedly killed himself in prison. This story is obviously alleged. These emails can come from anyone. However, I am going to share the details that she provided to me, and you can make of them what you will. I'm going to refrain from sharing my own opinion. I went down the Epstein rabbit hole last night, and I am just disgusted. I had nightmares. But Chelsea said that on the night of December 2nd, 2019, she was headed to an event for women in business in Dallas, Texas. She was on I-75, and she exited Spring Valley Road at about 5 p.m. in heavy traffic. And when she exited, she got caught up in a traffic jam in the left lane. There was an large blue Ram truck in the opposite lane heading toward her that was looking to make a U-turn, so it was stopped in its respective lane, and a space opened up behind her, so it made the turn and ended up directly behind her. That behavior is not unusual in Texas. People do it all the time, but she happened to glance in the rearview mirror behind her. That she immediately recognized the face. Now, she did not specify if this person was driving or if he was in the passenger seat or in the back seat. I don't know. But she said white hair, close cropped, narrow eyes, high cheekbones, facial features that she said shook her to her core. She knows it was Jeffrey Epstein. She said he was wearing a lighter tone blue shirt that was a little bit lighter than the shade of the car. And at this point, they were stopped in traffic, and she could not believe what she was seeing, so she turned around in order to get a closer look. Realized that she had taken her foot off the brake and her car was inching forward, so she spins back around to make sure she doesn't hit the car in front of her. She stops, she looks back, and that's when Jeffrey Epstein, or whoever this man was, sees that she's looking at him. But I could see the look of panic in his face when he realized that I recognized him. I reached for my phone to get a photo, and all of a sudden he started surging through traffic, honking at people to let him through. Ended up pulling around and crossing 3 lanes to turn onto Chase Oaks Boulevard faster than she could comprehend. She said she's not an aggressive driver, but she's not a shy one either. But he must have been going 60 miles an hour as he flew down this road. I could not push my way through traffic in my little red Camry the way that he did, but by the time I got to Chase Oaks Boulevard, he was long gone. Up until this point, she, like everyone else, believed that he had passed in prison, like everybody said. But when she got home, she was so shaken by it that she started digging, and she found the drone photo of him on the island, supposedly after his death. She also found out that his bank accounts are still active and that his brother does not believe that he killed himself. Also found out that Ghislaine Maxwell's sister, for a long time, was a lead professor at UT Dallas. It was Christine Maxwell. She also found out that Christine Maxwell owned at least 2 properties in Dallas in 2019. I also found this article, which she sent me, confirming that Ghislaine Maxwell does have a Dallas family tree. She's not looking for any kind of attention from this. She just wants people to know what's going on and that she believes that he is alive and that this was the man that she saw. She says that at the time this happened, she did have a friend who was a YouTube creator. He posted her story and was pretty much immediately deplatformed and demonetized. I don't wish this on anyone. I just want people to know the truth. And this is my honest testimony. I will swear by it to my grave. I don't know, you guys, the rabbit hole on this goes so deep, and I just...
This is a photo of Jeffrey pulled from the Epstein files. Notice the tribal tattoo on his upper left arm. This is one of the autopsy photos that was given to CBS for a 60 Minutes episode about his death. Notice no tattoo. Hold on. Here's a picture that's been circulating the internet wildly the last couple of days. It's supposedly Jeffrey alive and well in Israel. I have to tell you, that does look like him. The only discernible difference that I see, other than his hair's longer and he has a mustache and a beard, is that his cheeks are sunken in. He never had cheeks that were sunken in, but I think age will probably do that to you, and trauma will probably do that to you. I just find it odd that he's been supposedly dead for several years, and just now, a week after the files were released, he's caught on the street in Israel. The timing's a little too convenient. But then on the other hand, people are really hyper aware of his existence right now, where they probably haven't been as aware over these past several years. And maybe somebody was Jeffrey spotting, like a Where's Waldo kind of thing. Who knows? In any event, I want to know what you think. Leave me a comment.
Drone went to Epstein Island after Epstein was found dead, and they apparently saw him sitting on a golf cart, where he then looks up at the drone, gets back into his golf cart, and drives directly into a garage. This video took the internet by storm, and people were convinced for years that this was Epstein. And the second I got close to the island, the tour guide tried telling me I had to leave. There's people taking pictures on the island. Okay. And as I faked out the tour guide one more time, I pulled up to the dock to ask some questions. Loads of signs right here. Question. Excuse me. When I heard there's a resort, I heard there's supposed to be a resort getting built. A resort being built? Like a resort. I've seen there's supposed to be a resort here. Hold on. She waved me in. So since she waved me in to come closer to the dock so she could hear me, I made sure to take full advantage of this. I heard there's supposed to be like a resort getting built here soon. Is that true? Really? Okay. Why are you being a little passive aggressive? I'm just curious. Sorry? Why are you being a little passive aggressive with that answer? Why are you being closed off? Because I'm curious for the public, you know what I mean? When's the resort getting built? I believe there is one getting built, but when? What's going on now? What's happening on the island now? She begins making a phone call and quickly turns away from my camera. I'm just curious. I know a lot of people are wondering. I can leave if you would like, ma'am. I'm just curious. I really don't mean to, annoy you. You know what I mean? She's ignoring me. Wow, they're being a little bit hostile. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why this lady couldn't just answer my question. It's not a hard question. It was literally announced to the public that they're opening a resort on the island. And let me know if I'm wrong, but I feel like if she said yes or no, that doesn't break an NDA because she's not disclosing any information that's not already public. So I said something I probably shouldn't have to try and get her to talk. Are there still kids on this island? What I said to that lady is not a factual claim or allegation of wrongdoing. It was simply a literary device used in an attempt to extract wanted information. I'm sketched out now because you're ignoring me and you're making phone calls trying to I don't know if you're trying to intimidate me or what. But it's not really working. Is there somebody maybe I could talk to? I'm really just curious. Am I not allowed to be here?
Just in actual confirmation that Epstein is still alive from Daily Mail, basically in new files, we get to see some crazy information. So real ones already knew this, but the jail actually used a fake body to trick the media when they swapped it out. Here it says they used boxes and bags, threw a blanket over it, called it his body, disposed of that, and not his actual body. Worst part, almost the entire jail was in on it, from employees to supervisors. The supervisor actually went on to tell FBI agents that this was staged when they had a ton of media presence outside, making sure that he was actually dying. When you have fuck you money to the point that you could hand somebody 0.1% of your net worth and retire them forever, you can get a whole entire jail staff to cooperate and make sure that your death can be staged properly. Real ones knew this from the start. But yeah, Epstein's not dead. He was seen playing Fortnite a couple months ago. A lot of us know that. But now we have official confirmation in new files that were released on the Daily Mail and confirmed by them as well. Comment your thoughts, guys. Where do you think this man is living? Do you guys still think he's a danger to society? I 100%.
I think it's going to be really funny when we find out that Jeffrey Epstein is alive, and the way we found out is because he bought V-Bucks. Department of Justice files show that Epstein had the email littlestjeff@yahoo.com linked to his main email, jeevacation@gmail.com. In May 2019, there was a receipt in his email showing that he spent $25.95 on V-Bucks. V-Bucks as in, yes, the currency from Fortnite. Some really intelligent people on the internet were able to trace back the purchases to a username called littlestjeff1 with the Israeli flag in the bio. Stats on the account show activity from Chapter 1, Season 10, which ran from August to October 2019. And for more clarification, Epstein allegedly died in August 2019. The account has wins logged as recently as 2025. And the profile literally went private last night after people started discussing this online. So either someone was playing on Jeffrey Epstein's Fortnite account, or he's literally alive. There was also activity on Rocket League 3 days ago. Anyway, this is all super suspicious and kind of funny.
This is where the files get super nutty for me. Right below is a 4chan post from right after Epstein's death. And it was serious enough that the FBI archived it, okay? The person who posted it claims to be within the prison. And the night that he hung himself, or allegedly hung himself, there was a prison transfer situation that was very rare. And he allegedly saw Epstein go in a van with a military-looking official in the back. Right after he saw that, the Epstein allegedly hung himself, and the prison went into alert mode. And he ends it by saying, "You guys, I'm shaking right now. I think that they switched him out." Now, the FBI actually investigated this claim, and it was discovered to be this guy named Roberto Grijalda. And it ended up being an officer within the special housing unit. As you can see below, he signed off on Epstein's movement within the prison. And this is all just too circumstantial to ignore. And he's honestly likely alive. And I am afraid that this guy who witnessed all this, his testimony will continue to be suppressed, and we will never find out what he really saw. But yeah, he's alive. He's definitely.
Girl, this whole Fortnite thing is very on brand for a boomer. A man who is that cocky, that arrogant to believe that he is not being traced. And we all know that this man is the king of arrogance, the king of audacity. Because I truly believe he faked his death and he's living in Israel somewhere. I believe that sometimes he tiptoes into the States. I believe sometimes he goes to his island. Everybody is over there like, oh, that drone footage is old. I think the fuck not. Okay? That drone footage was way too clear. Because remember, if we're going back to before he died, drones, in my opinion, they weren't in the beginning stage, but the quality was not what they are today. He wouldn't have been able to look up and we see those facial features. Absolutely fucking not. Please be for real. That man is still alive. He's watching the files be released. He's laughing. Jeffrey Epstein is too much of a narcissist to be dead. And then it's just so suspicious the night that he was unalive. It was too many misses, balls dropped, for this to be a coincidence. Both of the guards sleep, and you're in charge of a high-profile prisoner, one that could be deemed suicide. Okay, I can't say that word on here, but y'all wouldn't, yeah, could be seen as an unaliver of thyself. No. No. I believe everybody in that prison was paid off and was a part of that. I've never, not once, believed that Jeffrey Epstein was dead. Not even for a second, not even a millimeter of a second. No. I'm a conspiracy theorist, baby. And a lot of the conspiracy theories that we thought sounded crazy from us conspiracy theorists to y'all regular people ended up being real and in them files. So why can't this be real? Hell, the conspiracy theorists, we're all owed a motherfucking apology. We're all owed an apology. And I'm going to tell you why. Because in those files, they talk about pizzas, which allegedly are girls, hot dogs, which are boys, cheese, which are little girls, and so on and so forth. You can look up the rest. They are talking about consuming an ungodly amount of pizzas, hot dogs, cheese pizzas, whatever, ice cream cones, which I think those are like, they're boys, but I think they're bigger than hot dog boys, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry, I'm not a predator. I don't know. But you can look it up online. The Wayfair debacle. Okay? Which I'm thinking of coming back around. All right? And making videos on each and every one of these topics because Wayfair, Walmart.com, these type of places had very minuscule basic items named after allegedly missing children and were selling them for $23,000 to $50,000. And people said back then, years and years ago, that you're not getting a cabinet shelf because a lot of them were shelves, furniture. It was just very basic shit that wasn't worth more than maybe $150 to $300. And they were charging top dollar. And the theory was that these were children playing in traffic. If you can, please don't take that, don't take that as me saying that they voluntarily did this. I just have to be very careful for the sake of this video. These are children that were playing in traffic, and these elite men facilitated them playing in traffic. I went through those files. I only did 0.001 like research. If that man is dead, which for his sake, obvious. I read the description of a picture that was in those files that was so disgusting and graphic that they redacted the picture and described it. And I wept. He is nothing but the bottom of the barrel. That man ain't even the bottom of the barrel. That's too good. He is scum of the fucking earth. And while he's not a good guy, this man literally said that our press, you know, Lana, gotta be careful. Our press was the most disgusting, vile piece of shit he ever ran into. The most vile, disgusting human being that he ever ran into. And the most vile, disgusting human on earth said this about the press. We are in trouble. We're fucking cooked, y'all. Fried. To sum up this video, I truly do believe that Jeffrey Epstein is still alive. I never once not even for a split second, thought that that man unalived himself. There ain't no fucking way. He is a narcissist. He is a master manipulator. Those type of people don't do that. Mm-mm. Even whenever I seen his unalived pictures, I was like, that is not him. It's not. And they've debunked that as well. It's not him. That man is living out his life. It is, bro, playing in a basement deep down in a goddamn underground bunker, playing Fortnite, still trafficking people, and getting away scotch-free. And while he's doing this, while the files are being released with redacted information, they're feeding us breadcrumbs. They're letting ICE whoop immigrants' asses and citizens' asses to distract us from that, amongst other things. Can't believe I pay taxes in this fucking country. It is absolutely a shit show. That is all for today, YouTube. And if you would like me to cover a topic, person, place, thing, please leave it down below. Or you can email me, tag me on Instagram, or you can tag me on TikTok. Again, make sure you guys are getting your readings. It's under $20 for up to 40 minutes, y'all. And until next time, y'all do good, be good, stay woke. Don't let these motherfuckers gaslight y'all. I love you now.